apparently what the cops were doing with the fucking DMV and shit, they're like, okay, if we get rid of all good drivers on the road and have one problem driver, then like we can, like, people will get parking tickets if you give licenses to the wrong people, and then we can continue siphoning money out of them that way. That way, like, we can still keep our jobs and we can drive around, give people parking tickets and speeding tickets. And when they get into an accident, they're gonna have to go back to dealerships with that guy. They make money too. So it's not extortion, it's not coercion, it's legitimately, like, you know what I mean? It's fine because, like, people are still making money and that's all that matters. And I'm like, what the fuck? Literally, their entire thing was just so that they can still work and give people parking tickets, because then they get paid to go to work, and if people don't need that job anymore, they don't have a job and they need the money because they need to feel like they're better than other people. That shit's like being on heroin. Like, what is that? Like, I'm like, I thought they were actually on heroin, and I'm like, yeah, that's what heroin addicts are like. Literally, I'm like, I thought they were all on heroin. Turns out they're not actually on heroin. That's just what they're doing. That's how they're making their money, which actually does the exact same thing. Literally, there's no point of them even, like, being on heroin because they're gonna do anything, because that's what that's like. It's legitimately being on heroin. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so weird. Well, you're intentionally causing problems for other people so you can get more money out of it. Yeah, that's called extortion and blackmail. Like, that's fucked up. And they're like acting as if they don't know what those things are. They're like, we don't know what crimes are, whatever. It's not like it's gonna affect us. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, do you not understand what's going on here? And they were like intentionally causing mental problems in people and causing illiteracy so that they can continue to do that stuff. And I was like, what? And I'm just like, how? Okay, the war happened and then they all fled to America, and then another war happened and then they start to make these crazy plans, and it's just they're not really getting. It's like, where were you planning on going? Like, you're just gonna continue to live here and do that and siphon money out of people through extortion, and then no one's gonna arrest you because you're the government people who are doing that, and no one really goes against the Canadian government because they're the authorities and the, like, oh my god. Like, I don't understand what the fuck that is. What am I looking at here? A bunch of fucking retarded morons acting as if they know what's going on and getting high all day. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you still live at your parents' basement? Like, do you still ask your parents for money for everything? It's just really stupid what they're doing. And I'm supposed to be okay with that, and I should put up with all of that because everyone else should be the ones doing things and not me, because they just want more money, because they like to extort people. But it's not extortion because they're actually helping. So it's not like they're extorting anyone, as if people haven't done that before. Oh my god, I'm like, what is that? I think they're aliens, honestly. I don't even think that's human logic. I'm like, it doesn't really make sense what they're saying or doing. It's not like people haven't done that before. And last time they did that, a bunch of people died, and then they started making news about it here, saying that it was genocide and people are getting killed and murdered for no reason, and everyone's just functioning well anyway. Because that's how things work in life. It just do whatever the fuck you want, regardless of who it hurts, and it's fine. Because it's just gonna be okay. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god. That literally, I think that they made a video game of that called The Last of Us, and it was actually, I don't even know what that was. It was like a bunch of homeless people trying to like loot things and like finding abandoned places and people and things so they can get more things without paying for it. It was really weird. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know there were a bunch of heroin addicts living here. And I'm like, okay, so why would you like even pay these guys anything? Like, what do you think you're gonna do when nobody wants to give you any money because you like it's. They already talked about that in fucking Pocahontas, the Disney movie, where they're like, yeah, she ends up doing that shit that they're doing right now, and then loses all her money and moves back to America where she lives. Yeah, but that's a Disney movie, right? I mean, it's a happily ending, happily ever after. The only person that gets hurt are her and the guy that she cheated on. And then at the end of it, all she really gets is like all her stuff repoed, and then she goes back to home. And she still lives there, and then she still gets to continue meeting guys all the time. And like meet different people, even though like that already happened, but people don't care. They still like her because they think she's pretty and she's still like doing good things, and like they like the fact that she does bad things. That's a fucking Disney movie. I don't know if anyone's... Oh, I'm currently in line for someone else, and I don't know if when he's gonna be here, but I've been just waiting here. Yeah, I'm not going inside, so I guess I'll just wait here or something. I'm like, well, they're getting high on heroin, watching Disney movies all day, and they think that's reality. And that people are okay with that because, again, in Disney movies, everyone's fine with that. I mean, that's kind of the point of why they make those movies, to tell them, okay, yeah, I get that. Like, that's, maybe you think this is possible, but I'm telling you it's not, because it's a fucking movie. Like, that's why they're marketed so popular, because they tell people this isn't possible. Like, if you do this, this is not how things aren't gonna end with, oh, the worst that happened to me was that I got all my stuff repoed and I have to get to do the same thing over and over again. Even if I screwed everybody over, even if I hurt everyone for no reason, not out of self-defense, not for anything, just because I felt like it.